All right, what is up, YouTube? Yeah, all right. So I'm basically going to be starting pretty much a new series because it looks like that I'm gonna be able to go to the locals. Well, I mean, I don't know if it would be technically classified as a new series, but anyway, I guess the segment, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just going to just start naming these videos on Monday, pretty much locals report because I'm gonna be going to locals on Saturday or Sunday, and then I can pretty much just give you guys a report, have you guys chip in, see what I should take out, and give you just my thoughts on the general meta, some side deck cards and whatnot. So without further ado, let me get straight into the deck part. This is the deck I played over the weekend. Double Gores, one Bushi. Love this card. Definitely gonna talk about this when we do get when I do get into the little profile, I guess. Well, not right here. I'm gonna just talk over some duels. Double Tristan, three Mizuki, three Chief Priest. I really hate this card. Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah. I'm gonna just talk about everything in the rest of the video. Three Goblin Zombies, one Isolde, one Swordsmith, three Unis, and one Reaper. Before the spells, Allure, three Instant Fusions, Foolish Burial, Book Moon, Double Twin Twister Burial, and two. Excuse me. Shiranui style reincarnation formation. Three Swallow Swords, three Mind Crust, bottomless torrential warning. As for the extra deck, one Nodin, a Bezel, Scarlight. This card once again. Oh, Shogun Saga. That's what it's called now. Blader. I decided that I might have a. I mean, I did have the extra deck slot because I took out a Nodin, so I was like, let me try to get fancy and play against a Monarch, and hopefully Blader will put in a lot of work. I did play against Monarch, but I didn't summon Blader, so definitely gonna probably most likely gonna cut that. Double Omega, Scrap, Darkin, Stardust, Black Rose, Zombie Stein, Castell, and a Dweller. And as for the side deck goes, these are pretty much the only two that ever did anything pretty much in my side deck. So I mean, this is really the only thing. I can't really remember too much other cards. These two is pretty much the only two that actually work. So the side deck is just really just interchangeable. It's just really whatever your preference is. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much it for that. And as for what happened at my locals, I'm definitely going to get into that. But let me go ahead and show you guys some duels. I'll be right. All right, so let me definitely get into this while we have some duels in the background. So I'm basically going to be how this is going to work. I'm gonna just talk about locals, but I'm gonna just be playing the deck. You know, I'm gonna just be playing the deck. So I'm gonna get a couple of duels in with the deck, so you can basically see what the deck can do and whatnot. But anyway, so once again, I think yeah, it was actually Yu-Gi-Oh Day. I thought it was just a regular tournament. I mean, the store owner told us last week that it was going to be a regular tournament. So I was like, oh, okay. So we go, and it ends up being Yu-Gi-Oh Day. So with that being said, so we was like, all right. So now it's just first place wins a mat and whatnot. So anyways, I'm ready. Basically start off the duel. It's gonna be 5 rounds again. It was actually I think around 31 people, around that. So yeah, first round I start off. I play against DDDs. The first game was really none too memorable. That he didn't open up nothing. Like my opponent just didn't open up no Covenant cards, Kepler, just absolutely like nothing. Like he literally couldn't play his deck. So it was just pretty much a steamroll. And game two was actually a way better duel because he actually drew the card. So he started off with 1 for 1, ditching I believe Necro Slime, and he got a Kepler. Searched the contract and whatnot. So he goes to a what is his name? He searches the Swirl Slime, uses that effect. Pretty much this gets I think yeah he gets a what is it called? The King Art, the fusion, the 2800 that you gain life points. So he gets that out and whatnot. So I'm pretty much staring that down first turn. So what do? I do my move, and I opened up I think double Chief Priest. I'm like, oh my god, I really hate Chief Priest. Um, at the time I used a card called Karma Destruction Sword. It was pretty much a sword release on your as a quick play, but as I found out that it's actually you cannot do that without controlling a bunch of betas. So those would have been soul releases. So pretty much I end up doing that in banishing his his necro slime, his necro slime, his swirl slime, and the card he used for swirl slime. So I think I believe I don't open the greatest hands, but I think I get over. I think I opened up uni and something else or something like that. I think it was something. Anyways, like I'm basically going. I'm basically not. I'm not. Basically, I'm not in a good position. He has everything set up. So I think I believe I yeah I get over his What do I do? I don't know. I don't know what all I know is I got over his fusion, and then I got over his fusion and whatnot, and so it's his turn. I don't have an omega. I know I got over his fusion, so I get over his fusion. So I'm like, all right, go ahead. He goes. It takes 1,000. Then he activates the 8 star. He activates the 8 star, and then he uses the they're basically their Tinky, searches another swirl slime. He activates the 8 star in the pendulum scale, and if that card is special summoned, if a DD is special summoned while he's on the field, you pretty much you could special summon while he's in the pendulum zone. You could special summon another DD from your graveyard, and like you take 1,000. Everything else is half. So he goes off and does that. So I'm like, all right. So he basically builds up this board. Then he goes Omega, and then he's like, I'm like, oh shit. So he has a fusion and Omega, and I think another fusion. I don't know. No, he did. He only had a fusion and Omega, so he attacks over my board. So I'm down on nothing. I draw into a Spirit Reaper. So right now I have a Spirit Reaper and a Chief Priest in my hand. Like this is probably turning 3. Like did he twin? I think he twin twisted me and got like rid of 2 of my back rows or something. It's something where basically I'm just left with 2 monsters. So I set this. What's the name? I set this. I set an instant fusion. No, yeah. I set an instant fusion, and I was like, all right. So you want to do anything for my turn? So he activated Omega's effect, and mind you, I have Chief Priest and a Reaper in hand. So he uses Omega effect. He hits the Chief Priest, and so Chief Priest activates, banish, hit his card, whatnot. So I'm feeling pretty good. Set the Reaper. He starts spamming the board. He brings out another fusion. Special summons, does all that. I think he goes Glow Bulb, Synchro into a Scarlight. So he attacks, and then he attacks, and then he attacks to my Reapers. Then he was a use Scarlight effect. I was like, okay. And he thought that Scarlight just kills anything, but I was like, no, it's only kills special summon monsters. So he's like, all right. So he sets 2, and then I draw. Once again, I tell I drew the trap card. So I set the trap card. I said, all right, you want to do anything for in my turn? You activate Omega again. And what do I do? No, I'm Mizuki. I'm Mizuki before that. Anyways, yeah. So he ends up getting Vanity faced up because I activate something. I activated my instant fusion. Yeah, I activated my instant fusion. So he activated emptiness. So I'm like, all right. So I set the trap. I set the trap card first. Then I activate instant fusion. So he vanities, and I was like, all right. So do you want to do anything? So he uses the effect again. And then he was like, oh man, I forgot. And he forgot that I had the Chief Priest in my hand. So pretty much he hits the Chief Priest. Chief Priest pops something. And then I'm pretty much, I'm able to do some. I know, I'm not able to do nothing. So, I'm still sitting on the Reaper. He goes into, his play. He goes into this last fusion he got. And I was like, okay. And then he ends his turn. And then I activate the trap card. Pretty much blow his field, and then from there I just come back and beat him. I think I top deck a Unizombie, and then I go Shogun Saga and pump, and then attack for game. So yeah, I'm up 1-0, pretty good. Game 2, round 2, I go against Heroes, I believe. Yeah, I go against Heroes. Really nothing too memorable. He really couldn't get nothing. I opened up double Omega, and then he couldn't do nothing from there. Game 2 was pretty much the same thing. I opened up double Omega, and it was just over from there. So I'm 2-0 right now, feeling pretty good. Go to round 3, I'm going against Monarch. So I'm like, oh shit, if he got anything, I'm pretty much screwed. He wasn't playing a typical Monarch deck, but he was still playing Monarch. So he goes first. Uh, no, I go first. I think. Oh, wait. Oh yeah. So I go first. I go Omega. I go one Omega, and then I said, I'm just doing my normal plays. Then he ends his turn, so I was like, all right. So I go activate. Basically I'm just going off. So now I go to I think a second Omega. At first I try to attack. He takes 41 from the Omega and the Unizombie. Then I use Unizombie, keep going, go double Omega. So now I'm getting two Mizukis back and whatnot. So he activates something. I chain both Omegas. He activates Stormforth and I chain both Omegas. And then he was like, all right, I picked a Caius and I picked something else. I think a Thessalos out of his hand. So and then he ends his turn again. So I go out there, all right. So he's like basically game shot. So I attack and he drops a fader. So I'm like, oh shit. So I tell him to go. Then he basically can't do nothing for that. Double Omega, he just can't get over my monsters and whatnot. So game two, outside into my Zombie Worlds and stuff. He goes first. He draws 5 cards. Don't draw nothing. My turn. What do I do? My turn. I think I go double Omega again, and then I activate Zombie World. I think I drew the trap card. I think it didn't. It was just he basically couldn't get nothing going. It was pretty much just Omega control, and then even if he did get or what's the name out, a Monarch out, I got rid of it like fast. It was just pretty much downhill from there. So round 4. So right now it's only 3 undefeateds left. So basically, top 3 players was like, all right, so whoever gets table 2 just lose. So it'll only be 4 rounds, and we just already heading top 8. So round 4, I go against Pepe. Get fucking totally scraped. Drew terrible. Them damn Chief Priests are just horrible. I mean, you can't do nothing with Chief Priests. I really thinking about changing Chief Priests. I'm really thinking about changing the that's cutting Chief Priest probably down to either 1 or 2. I don't even know. I'm thinking Bushi is the most card probably going to 2 because that card is freaking amazing. Like, you don't understand how that card gets you out of infinities. It gets you out of anything. You can banish their monarchs. You can banish their first of the monarchs. Like it's just such a good card. And I hate Twin Twister. So I go first against Pepe. I don't draw nothing. I set 2. He Twin Twisted me. He goes off. All right. Game 2. I got this once again. Just like right here. He Twin Twisted me. So I'm basically I'm basically saying, all right, so if you got Twin Twisted on me, you got it. It's 3 out of 40 cards. And he has it again. So I'm like, because I set 2 and I was like, oh shit. Like, I immediately noticed as soon as I set 2, I said, if he has Twin Twister, it's going to blow me out. So he had Twin Twister, and once again, Pepe goes off. So that was round 4. Then the owner says, you know what, no, we're gonna play around 5. So now it went from, I'm definitely getting into where basically it's like, oh damn, we got to play another round. So round 5 going against another Pepe player, which happened to be our brother. So I mean, we know our play styles. Game 1, I believe I get him. Game 2, he gets me. Game 3, I go Unizombie, send Mizuki, and Mizuki try to special Gamazombie. He activates Maxi. So he has the Infinity with no materials on it. So I'm like, all right, I can pretty much get out of this. So I leave my Unizombie faced up because I have a golden match set. So I know that he can't extend and go off. So what I was supposed to do is I was supposed to attack, but since I'm playing my brother, I'm really not trying to be competitive or whatnot, because that's just basically how I was playing. Like, I wasn't trying to be competitive or anything. I was just like trying to basically just play. So I was supposed to ram my Unizombie into his Infinity because I'm at 9,000. He's at 8,000 because he upstart, but he keep attacking Goblin Zombies, and he keeps negating them. So I'm like, fuck. So after that, he takes my Unizombie, instant fusions, and then goes on to beat me because if I activate Golden Match, then it doesn't pretty much do nothing. So end up going X2, and once again, just like last week, my God, I have the worst tiebreakers in the history of mankind. So that pretty much ended my night. Pretty much all I can say is Chief Priest is ass, and I'm really finna take him out. I got my hand on the Spectral Sword. I'm definitely gonna be trying that out. Even though fucking the what is it the 6 star Archfiend Zombie Skull is $20 for some fucking odd reason. I don't understand why people do that with they. It's so frustrating. Bushi most likely going to two. Chief Priest, I don't even know what I'm gonna do with that card. Like I really don't want to play it. And then they also had a like a losers tourney. Pretty much anybody who didn't win was available to go to the losers tourney. We just win this box. It was a the box was it was single elimination. It was 8 people, so single elimination. The box had sleeves in it, 2 deck boxes, and a 420 card holder binder, whatever you want to call it. You can hold 420 cards. So I'm like, all right. So game one I play Yang Zings. Two her. Um, the second round I play Heroes. I 2 him. Like I mean Omega with a Gores is just it's just you can't beat that. So I go double Omega, activate both, and then he attacks. I drop a Gores. Like it's just Gores is so good, but I'd rather have Valor instead of Gores. But Gores is just amazing. If you ever Omega and then drop a Gores on somebody, amazing. But then we decided to split. We decided to split because it was getting real late. So that ended that pretty much. So I had a fun time. It was all right. Just a couple of things. Chief Priest is ass. Definitely gonna probably take him out. I need to go to Stardust more because if you open up with back row with a Stardust, like if you have like a warning, a bottomless, or the fucking like a mind crush or the Icarus attack or whatnot, it's just amazing. Bushi gets over everything. That's amazing. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Tell me you guys like this. I'll definitely do some more. Like, comment, subscribe, click an ad to help support me and the channel. And I will see you guys Wednesday with some more Lightsworn Shira news. I'm not going to give up on that deck yet.